I got a call from a seller last night, and his home has been on the market for 45 days, listed with another agent, and him and his agent have decided to part ways, and he would like to list his home with me. So I'm going over to the house right now. I'm going to take a look at it, give them some ideas of what needs to be done. I'm going to take a look at some comparables and get figured out exactly where we need to be on pricing to get the home sold. Ideally, my goal for this home is to get it sold in the first 20 days. It's definitely an uphill battle, being on the market for 45 days already. There's probably, in a 1 mile radius, 30 to 35 homes currently listed. So it's definitely a challenge. The last agent was a reputable agent, was a good agent. I assume that they probably did everything they could to get the home sold and were just unsuccessful. There are a lot of things I do that are very different from what most agents do, and I'm going to set my goal to get this home sold in 20 days, and I'm going to do it. Pricing is obviously key. We want to price it, you walk a thin line. You want to price it as high as you possibly can without overpricing it. You overprice it, then you shoot yourself in the foot. Then you could be sitting there on the market for another 145 days. So there's a lot of things to take into consideration. A lot of my marketing is geared towards internet advertising and getting as many people in the front door as possible. So if the home shows well, if they do the things that I recommend as far as the presentation of the home, and the home is priced properly, then my marketing is such that we should be able to get this home sold in 20 days in this market condition. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm confident it'll happen. I met with the seller 2 days ago. I went over the items in the house that I felt needed to be addressed to get the home presented properly. He was fairly receptive to doing those items. I think at first he would have preferred to do a stair-step method where he would do a few items now. If the house didn't sell, he would do a few items later. But the attention, or the key is the attention to detail. When a buyer walks into your kitchen and it's completely updated, but your dishwasher looks like it's from the Flintstones, they're not going to say, wow, look at this kitchen. They're going to walk over to the dishwasher, they're going to open it up and see if there's a dinosaur inside spraying water out of his mouth to clean the dishes. It's just how it is. Buyers are easily distracted. So if you allow them to have items in the room that distract them, then that's what they're going to take away from that house. So the attention to detail is key. You're talking about minor items that's going to possibly save you months on the market and possibly save you tens of thousands of dollars. It's the same with my marketing. I pay very special attention to the detail. Pictures. The pictures need to be great. They need to be properly exposed. You see so many houses that the pictures do them no justice. Well, if a buyer is looking at 100 houses and they need to narrow it down somehow, they're not going to say, wow, this house looks awful, but maybe it's just the pictures. They're going to roll it out and go look at the houses that have good pictures. So the attention to detail is key. Every step of the way it needs to be just right. It needs to be perfect, or as close to perfect as possible. So the seller has agreed to do all the items that I suggested. To the right of me are actually some of the items that were just dropped off. Tomorrow we have a contractor coming over to install those items. Once everything is done and I can really roll out my marketing plan, I think it's inevitable that I will be able to get the home sold in 20 days. The seller's receptive to my suggestions, and he's very good to work with, so we're on the right track. I just finished up my video tour on the house, which is another thing that will draw more people, more attention to the house, will bring more buyers in the front door, and hopefully will be one of the things that will help result in an offer and inevitably a contract in the next 20 days. So I'll check back in with you as soon as I have an update. Nothing really new to report. It's just been a few days since we last spoke, so I wanted to check in and give you an update. Also, we are to the halfway point of my 20-day goal. Today is the 10th day this home has been on the market with me, so we really got to get moving. We only have 10 more days to meet my goal, and I definitely intend on making that happen. As of right now, we have no offers, we have no contracts. We've had good showing activity. We've had great feedback. I've been monitoring the activity on other listings as well as the showings, the number of showings that have been taking place in the area. I really feel that we are still presented properly and priced properly where we will be able to get this home sold in 20 days with the marketing I have in place. Next time I have an update, I will definitely check in with you. Good afternoon. I just spoke with you guys yesterday, and the only reason I would be on camera in my casual clothes is because 15 minutes ago I received a call from a Prudential agent that said she had an offer on my listing and wanted to get it presented. So I have the offer right here. I took a look at it and reviewed it. We still have a little ways to go, that's for sure. An offer doesn't mean a contract by any means. I definitely will work very hard to get this contract negotiated up to a point where the buyer is paying what I feel to be fair value for the home. So I will keep you in the loop with what progresses over the next 24 hours, but an offer after 11 days on the market is definitely a step in the right direction, if nothing else. Good morning. So we are on day number 13. I know the last time we spoke was day 11 and I had an offer come in on the home. However, we were not able to get that put together, and that happens sometimes. The buyers decided yesterday that they wanted to go out and take a look at some more homes to see if they wanted to make an offer on another home or if they wanted to increase their offer on our listing. So it's not completely dead, but we definitely don't have it together at this point. You know, every once in a while I think, especially in a buyer's market, buyers feel the only way they're getting a good value is if they have a sense of accomplishment that they were able to negotiate, 7% off of the list price or something like that. When in all likelihood, if a home is overpriced 10% and you've negotiated 7% off of that list price, you still overpaid for that home 3%. If a home is priced properly and the seller only negotiates 1 or 2% off of the list price, then the buyer has gotten a much greater value with that home. You just don't have that sense of accomplishment. I feel we're priced properly, and I told the seller where I felt we needed to negotiate to, and I didn't feel we needed to come off of that price at this point. If that chases the buyer away and I don't meet my 20-day goal, then so be it. My bottom line and my number one goal is to get the most amount of money for my seller. My number two goal is a personal goal I set for myself to get the home sold in 20 days. So if I feel that in 30 days we can get the home sold for more money, or 40 days, then I'll recommend the seller wait as opposed to accept an offer that I feel is less than we need to accept. So that's where we are right now. All the signals are promising. I'm not concerned whatsoever. The marketing's out there. We're getting plenty of people in the house. We're getting great feedback. So the home will get sold in those 20 days. I'm confident of that. But like I said, I'm not going to take less than I feel my seller needs to just to make that happen. Day 13, part 2. And I'm pleased to tell everyone that the home is officially under contract. The effective date is today, October 19th. And the offer that was submitted 2 days ago, those buyers decided to increase their counteroffer. And the counteroffer that we received came within 1% of what I told the seller I thought the home would sell for, so he accepted that offer. I'm very pleased that I was able to exceed my goal of getting the home under contract in 20 days, but I'm even more happy that I was able to help a seller who lives out of state and is sitting on a vacant house. Previously was listed with another company for 45 days with no offers and no contract, came to me very discouraged, and I told him if he did the things that I suggested that the home would sell. And he did do the things that I suggested, and 13 days later we're under contract. If you don't take anything else away from this, I hope, even if you don't use me as your real estate agent, please just use someone that is knowledgeable in their craft. The days of putting a sign in the yard and hoping that it sells are long, long gone. There's a lot of things that go into selling a home now, and someone needs to be an expert in real estate if they're going to sell your home for the most amount of money. So please just do your research and use someone who you know is going to do everything they possibly can to get your home sold.
Hey Mike, this is Aslan. I want to thank you so much for selling my house. The previous agent in about 45 days and couldn't sell the house. But after you took the job and within 15 days you sold our house, your approach was great. You knew what you're doing, and that made a lot of difference. And, once we get the offer, give us a lot of help and support, especially when we already relocated to a different state. You did a great job. Thank you so much. Please feel free to use me as a reference. You're great. Thank you.